Gravity, I guess? I'll call her Gravity. Input, please. Young and pretty. Ponytail anyway. Feels man. Why isn't that emote on Franker Face Z? It's really weird. It was a BTTV emote. Alright, let's use the spear. Too pretty? Oh, this makes me very angry. Alright, let's use the spear. Or at least try to use the spear. Oh, sorry, Greg. Usually I never attack him. He's always cool. I didn't even think about it for a second. He's just like, what the hell, man? You love that emote? Yeah. I didn't realize it was a Franker Face Z emote, so the moment I saw it in somebody else's chat, I had to add it to my stream. I think I got it from Sanzo. Yeah, it was Sanzo's chat. I was in there watching him do that one shooter Dark Souls thing. I can't remember the name. Unchained Immortals or something. He was like trying to do a speed run on it for like the Speed Souls marathon that was coming up. FFZ autocomplete not working again. Wow, the riposte damage. Pretty good. Actually, yeah, I know unwary I died. I'm not supposed to die. You avoid death by not dying. So I gotta start over, because I'm stupid. Hey look, I got my partial. I got a partial riposte damage. I love it. Also, this doesn't act like a spear, I think, when you... Yeah, see? It does a halberd moveset. But then when you're attacking someone, it does a spear. Random Z. Oh wait, that's the upside down random Z. I haven't seen anybody use that one since... in a while, actually. Needs more doggo emotes. Actually... I need more stamina, too. I just need everything. I need more health, stamina, damage, good looks, money, emotes, everything. You hate missing the Vanguard fight? Well, you're going to see it again. Probably going to see it a couple more times, actually. With how good I'm playing today. Also, what's up, monkey? Actually... this isn't propane. How much damage does a spear do? Enough, I'd say. Oh, wow, that's not good damage at all. Wow, the spear damage is garbage on this guy. 36 hull damage. The shield was doing more damage than this. Hey, what? You can usually just walk under the attack, but I wasn't walking fast enough, apparently. Man, this weapon's poop on this boss. Like I said, I think the shield, my shield would do more damage. In fact, let's check that. Let's use your shield on it. It's about the same. My shield does the same amount of damage as my spear. There's nothing wrong with that at all. In fact, my shield actually does more damage because it has more stamina. It uses less stamina per swing. From Software, well, why are you doing this to me? Hey look, he did a weird thing and then I took damage. Vanguard is literally hacking. He's gonna get a VAC ban when I'm done with him. My fucking shield does more damage than my stupid spear. Not broken at all. Fair and balanced. Whose bright idea was that, actually? Shield does more damage in a weapon. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Somebody help me. Oh, I was kidding. Okay. Wait, hold on. 14. Okay. It's doing a little bit more damage when you two-handed. I was confused for a second. 63. Okay, the spear still does a little bit of damage. More damage. I'm being a drama queen. But he's a fucking cheater, by the way. He does damage to you in a way that, as I said earlier, he's doing damage to you in a way that you can't take into account. You just have to have seen the damage before to know that he can do it. There's nothing about the way that he moves to let you know that he's going to do that damage. I'm gonna stomp on you now. Yeah, you should have just went to make a sandwich. There's nothing exciting here. It's me just stabbing a guy in the butt a couple hundred times until he dies. Oh, and then sometimes he flies. There's that too. Okay, he's dead. You can go get a sandwich now, Daniel. And scratch face to assert dominance. And now I'm cosplaying a kayak down the river. Out in the Kodiak. Broman Bill, that's a first. I don't see people use that emote. Then again, I don't even see what Milt stream that often, so that emote's kind of lost its meme status. I think Milt's literally the only person who plays that song, Brother Man Bill. Like, Ocean Man had more staying power than Brother Man Bill, unfortunately. Oh no, I died in a cutscene. It's fine. See? I'm not dead. I should have showed my health bar just to prove I wasn't actually dead. But yeah, the game doesn't count it for some reason. I don't know why. Just don't.
And trade with yours.
Wow, that's a really expensive upgrade. It's not as expensive as the broadsword, though. Really weird. It's funny how all the weapons have like different values for upgrades.
Do.
I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything with it for the damage, even when I upgrade it. It's probably going to add like an extra 5 points to the overall amount. I haven't played Ocarina of Time since the last stream, so I'm still at the Spirit Temple. I pressed backstab. I literally pressed the win button and it didn't work. It's really weird. Yep, Papa Dempe emote. I imagine the moment I start streaming it, Natalia's gonna show up and say, "Hey, you want to do an infinite sword glitch? You got Japanese OT." I might consider learning speed strats for it. Ground jump was kind of an interesting strat. Hey, that's a pretty good upgrade. Holy smokes. Whoa, +1 kills him. Nice. Dang, the speed on this thing is so good. ESS, what's that? RBA, IM, ISG, and Bob. Who's Bob? Oh, and Bob. So many abbreviations you're giving me there. I have no idea what any of that stuff is. Extended super slide? Super slide, huh? That sounds like something at a state park or something. Can I hit him from here? Almost. I got him. You can still hit him with the spear, fellas. How about you? Can I? Coolest glitch. Probably hit this guy. No? How about... Where is he? He's like standing here? Yeah, you can hit him through the wall. Makes him look like a super fast moonwalker. Okay. Whoops. We both missed. It's fine. I mean, I intended to do that. Holy smokes. The range on that attack is really good when you're standing on the other side of the room. So that, what you're telling me is I can play Moonwalker on a different console. And listen to Smooth Criminal. 1 R2 jump. Oh, wow. 1 R2 to jump a whole room. Hey! You're supposed to go over my shoulder with that one. Oh well. You wanted a ham tomato, but you had no tomato. I think we have some tomatoes. I can airmail them to you. Take a couple of days. That shouldn't have even hit me. It arced. Like, it curved in midair. Because this game has a really shitty way of tracking you with projectiles. I really don't like the way Souls games tracks you with projectiles sometimes. The way that they'll curve in midair. Also, I didn't turn for some reason. Here we go. Go off. I did my shield bash instead. You added plantain chips? I wonder how that'll go. Not sure I've ever heard of anybody putting plantain chips on a sandwich with ham. I've heard of Cubans. They used pickles instead of, you know, plantains, though. There we go. Last time it just threw me off a ledge. Hey, sideway roll that I wanted. That's the first time I've been able to do that. Really weird. Never once have I wanted to intentionally do a side roll. Hey, new shield. Oh, can't use it. Oh well. They're chili flavored? Oh, that sounds pretty good. Hey, another mail breaker. Gee, thanks. And now to headbutt chains, because I'm really powerful. I feel really macho when I do that. And we just stand here. Homemade cornbread? Oh, I like cornbread. I indeed like homemade cornbread. He thought about it and then decided, I'm gonna continue doing my animation anyway. These guys are really clever. Sometimes they'll think about it and then they'll like, nah, I won't do it. I'll just do it. I'll just do a leap at him again. Also, what's up, Kim? Rolling into chat with cornbread. You're eating dinner? I already ate, so I don't really need to take a food break. Ate well before I started streaming. Now let me see here. So roll? Nope. That was too far. Too low. There we go. So if you did what I did, and you can just land right here on the wall and not take any damage. I learned that from somebody named John Wayner, I think. He was like in another person's... He usually occupies somebody else's chat, but I think he was in my chat when he taught me that. Sometimes I feel Miyazaki felt inspired by 2006 Football World Cup final when they put the headbutt there. Is that right? I know very little about, you know, football, let alone European football. Or international football, I should say. American football is the only one that nobody else plays except maybe like rugby or something. Whoops. I didn't get any turpentine. Aw. His opening animations are usually really, really fast. So usually there's like a mix-up. It's like a 75% mix-up that he'll give me the fast animations. So I'm usually parrying the moment I walk up to him. Or the moment he starts swinging, because the moment he starts swinging, it's either a really, really fast animation or a slow one. I feel like I'm playing a fighting game when I talk about it like that. You don't know if you're gonna get one attack or the other, so you just assume you're getting one. But sometimes he will give you a really, really slow wind, in which case you just get a partial and hit. It's like, thanks. So it's like 2 in 3 chances that you get the fast. The fast. Give me your axe, would you kindly? Nope. Your PS4 crashed? What were you doing with it? Playing Bloodborne? Man, that FPS. Right here, it always drops. You break anything in this game, it tanks the FPS to like 10. What are you doing? Since when do you go backwards and then loop back around? It's really weird. He normally walks all the way up there and then doesn't come back. But somehow he walked behind me and then attacked me. I didn't even hear him until he was already on me. You were adding PS Plus games. Okay. Feels, yeah, man. Sword? Nope. Oh, come on. You normally never even attack twice in a row. That's really weird. You started an MMO. Last MMO I played was... What was it? Guild Wars? Yeah, Guild Wars 2. I was in there for like 40 hours or something like that, and then I just stopped playing. Cathedral Ward was flashing red. Oh, that sounds horrifying, actually. It's always that move that I never can deal with. Really weird. And the worst thing is, you're liking it. What MMO is it, DA? Terra Online? World of Warcraft? World of Warcraft? Werecraft? I don't know how you pronounce it. Star Wars. Okay. Never had an inclination to play it myself. I've never really been one for Star Wars. Now that I think about it. I wasn't even I wasn't into any of the video games. Movies were alright. I've been told the prequels are pretty bad. I've seen them. I didn't really have an opinion. All I can say was sand is really coarse and gets everywhere. You know, sand memes. Previous character that I made like 3 years ago. Never reached level 10. Hey, at least this isn't like Dark Souls 2 where the fire clips through the cliff. So at least this game's got that going for it. I was hoping he would actually clip through the cliff. Just so that he would prove me wrong. I heard you. But apparently I was right, I guess. You're now level 12 and all in one evening. Sounds like somebody enjoyed the game. There's this one game that came out called Dragalia Lost from Nintendo. I liked that game. It was like a MOBA, free-to-play MOBA, that they just added like raid boss as a temporary event and stuff. It was kind of fun playing with other people because, like, for the most part, the game is single player, but you can play the levels with co-op if you wanted to. It was like, because like every other Nintendo game that I played that was on MOBA doesn't really have an online functionality other than like friends lists and using other players' units and stuff. But this is like the first Nintendo game I saw that actually had dedicated, you know, like, co-op. No PvP though, from what I can tell. Cute game. Cute game, cute life. Ha! Outspeared. Kinda wish there was a new Phantasy Star Online. Yeah, I thought it was weird that that game is in English, but it was never released in the US. Really weird. And it's like Grand Blue Fantasy too. Grand Blue Fantasy is like this Square Enix MOBA game that was completely translated into English, but it was never officially released over here or in Europe. It was only in like Japan and China, as far as I know. Like, what a bunch of weird things to do. We translate the entire game into English, but don't release it in any English-speaking territories. Fantasy Star Online is dead. Yeah, that is true. That game kind of died a long time ago in a ditch. Unfortunately. Sega kills their franchises very easily. It's almost like they're experts at killing their own franchises. No. The Phantasy Star Online 2. The one that was actually like a PC MMO. I think it's still out. Not entirely sure. I'm not sure if it's still going. I stopped paying attention to it after I know for a fact Sega confirmed they were never releasing it over here. Even though it's in English. Really weird. Let's put it in English, fellas. We gonna release it over where? Where are we releasing this again? Because we're Sega. We're kind of stupid, you know? I feel like Sega, whenever Sega wakes up in the morning, because Sega's a real person, you know? I feel like they say to themselves, hey, how do I fuck something up today? How's that Shenmue port doing? It's doing fine. We can't let it be doing that. We gotta break it somehow. How's Yakuza? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yakuza's really successful. Well, how can we milk it? Oh, I know. Let's put it onto a franchise nobody remembers. Fist of the North Star? Yeah, like that shit. Greenlight it. Makes itself. The money makes itself. Sonic? Yeah, we can just push those out the door. Really weird how that works. When is Dragon's Dogma coming to Western Western countries via legit means? Probably never. Capcom is known for fucking themselves a lot too. Considering is that game ever in English? Or is it just predominantly Japanese? Bever. I honestly have no idea. I remembered watching Lore Master Noya play a bit of it. Silent Hill's dead. Konami pretty much put an end to that franchise really quickly. Yep, last Silent Hill game ever made was Book of Memories. And nobody wants to remember that game, ironically. The irony of the naming. I want to forget about that game. All the you mean Yu-Gi-Oh's a dead game? Book of Memories. It's a Vita game. They made it a dungeon crawler because that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to make it an offshoot dungeon crawler. And they used the lore from the Western style Silent Hills rather than, you know, the Japanese ones. Because, well, apparently most of the American devs that were involved with Silent Hill after Silent Hill 4 didn't really like the actual main plot of Silent Hill. The one about the cult. They more preferred Silent Hill 2. So every other game sans or after Silent Hill 4 was pretty much just Silent Hill 2 and another name. Really weird. Everybody goes to Silent Hill and then they sort of forgot they killed somebody. Yeah, all the good ones. Once they forgot about the good, once they got past 4, it just went down after that. I know somebody would probably say Silent Hill Origins is pretty good because it was one of the few Western games that actually tried to maintain the Japanese story century, or the story, you know, like the story itself of the cult and stuff. But then after that, every other one was trying to be like Silent Hill 2. Yeah, I died because I fell in. The best way I can describe it is if you fall for more than 4 or 5 seconds in this game, you die. The game doesn't really count distance. It counts how long you're airborne. So like I could be technically like floating above a rock, like you find some weird, strange geometry or something, and if you're floating there for like 5 seconds, you die pretty quickly. It doesn't matter how far you're falling. It just counts how long you're in midair. You died from a pretty short fall up there. Yeah, You'll notice that the fall distance is actually pretty inconsistent between levels too. But yeah, if you're falling for like 4 seconds or more, you die. The game is really stupid about it. Oh, I had a night shield. Might as well take that with me, because it's not every day I get to see this shield drop. And how does the safe landing stat affect? The dexterity effect? I think it just affects how much fall damage you take. I'm pretty sure that's all it does. Because usually if you that's why I always joke about whether or not you take 40 fall damage or you die. Because the game has a really, really inconsistent scale for fall damage. As opposed to Dark Souls 2, where if you fall off a 5-foot fall, you take half your health. Because fall damage is really measured inconsistently across all games. So it's kind of hard for me to really it's really hard for me to describe fall damage very accurately in this game, because it's the one that I have the most experience with. But it's like floaty. Floaty is the best way everybody can describe it, so I guess that's the best way I'll describe it. Because it's like, it's very inconsistent all around. Yeah, the fall damage in that game is a joke, but I'm pretty sure they did that because they thought, hey, let's make a level, let's put one of the very, very late level game areas very close to the starting point, but deter players from wanting to go there by increasing the amount of fall damage you take. Because that's smart. Oh, and then the cat ring doesn't actually protect you from taking fall damage either. It only does it up to a certain extent. Because that's how cat rings work. Yeah, let's use a mechanic that was already established in another game, and then butcher it. And then take it away. Because that's how mechanics work, right? We give you the mechanic, and then we take it away from you. Oh, no. I should digress, because I don't really like Dark Souls 2. I could literally go on. And on about how much I hate Dark Souls 2, but I shouldn't do that. Anyway.
Okay.
As the late, great Dark Citaphil says. Anyway. How much strength did I need for this? You don't remember how bad Dark Souls 3 fall damage was? I don't remember it being very bad. The only one I remembered being verifiably bad was Dark Souls 2. That was the only one that I immediately noticed as being bad. I have to find another channel to listen to. Oh no, we got ourselves a Dark Souls 2 sympathizer. Of course, Kill Cannon would be the sympathizer. Don't worry, I'll rant about Demon Souls instead. It's the game that I play the most, so it's the one that I could probably tell you more about this one than the other games. But nothing like technically wise. I can't tell you like, oh, the reason it does this is because there's a certain formula that they put in there to verify fall damage and stuff.
Soul of the mind, key to life's ether.
69 attack. I'll keep that there for now. 69 attack.
So the world might be mended. Art thou done?
Yeah, I will admit that Dark Souls 2 has the best performance out of all the games. That is one of the good things about that game. Dark Souls 2 has been beaten to death. Yeah, by me. That's probably me he's talking about. I do that. I talk shit about Dark Souls 2 even when I'm not playing Dark Souls 2. Yo, yeah, that's because Dark Souls 2 does have good things about it. Performance-wise, it's really good made. It's a really well-made game. It runs really well. It's one of the few games that does out of the entire series. Because every other game has like this crippling performance issue that maybe even the remaster does. I don't know if the remaster has some kind of performance issue that I'm not aware of. But what else? Then power stancing. Power stancing was pretty good. That was a really clever mechanic that they just, for some reason, took out of the other game. Or Dark Souls 3. Didn't really understand why they did that. Probably because just the mechanic didn't really... They couldn't really get the mechanic to get into their engine. I'm assuming it was because Dark Souls 3 just uses Bloodborne's engine, and rather than just trying to implement Dark Souls 2 stuff, they just went with what was in Bloodborne. I don't know. Buffering? Am I buffering? I didn't drop any frames. Maybe I should lower my bitrate. I am at like 3,500. No, please no. Hey, come on, you should be dead. What the hell? Okay, you got it back. Alright guys, I'll try to keep it down on the Dark Souls too. I'll talk shit about Demon Souls. Have you guys seen how badly this game runs? Game runs horribly. You break a like, it stuttered right there, just at the top of the elevator. There was a frame drop. It was like, what the hell? All I'm doing is sitting on the elevator, and then all of a sudden the game lags for like 2 seconds. Hey, you've been getting those messages too? I thought it was just me. Like, it keeps saying that my internet got disconnected or something. I thought it was just my internet being weird. Let's talk about how bad the PC port is. Yeah, we can do that. Who ported it anyway? Did From Software do that? Because they clearly didn't know what they were doing. Because even I'll admit, much as I don't like Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 1 is also kind of shitty, in my opinion. Mechanics-wise, I feel like the movement in that game is kind of shitty. It just doesn't feel really good to play. And I think that just may have something to do with the performance. That could be it. It could just be that the performance of the game is so bad that it feels bad to play. Demon Souls at least has like jank that makes it feel like you're going really quickly. Like, I feel like I'm running really well. Running really fast in this game. In Dark Souls, I don't feel like I run really fast. I mean, look how fast I run. It's like I'm in a boat. Like a jet boat on the lake. And this here is Demon Souls for you. Locking on to enemies that are through a wall. I literally couldn't even make... There's no way I could physically make eyesight with that enemy right up there. And my character still locks onto it. Because the lock-on system in this game is kind of hit and miss. Hit and miss. I didn't say hit or miss, I meant hit and miss, because it generally is a miss. Almost always a miss. Also, yeah, when I got Dark Souls on PC originally, I didn't have a very good PC. So I was getting more or less the frame rate like what Daniel was talking about. And, I mean, we all know what we're talking about here. It's Dark Souls. Dark Souls isn't supposed to be a very resourcefully, intensive game. But it was just programmed so poorly because it uses the same engine as this game that they just never optimized it for anything. Like, Dark Souls wasn't even optimized for the system it was built on. It's crazy to think that, right? Like, they didn't even try to get the game to run properly on PS3. And the game uses a Sony proprietary engine. It's really weird. Like, there are other games that use the engine much better than this. Like, Journey, for example, uses the Fire engine really, really well. But Dark Souls doesn't. Oh, he fell off. But then again, Journey isn't anywhere near as complex in its construction as this game, I'd imagine. Journey doesn't have that much going else, except for, like, pretty graphics and stuff. It's the same with this game, really. This game was made for only Sony PS3. And yet, it runs like shit on on the console it was made for. Because From Software at that point in their construction, or that point in their development cycle, they were fine with just developing games that were shitty in the way that they make it. They were shitty in the way that they ran, and they were shitty in the way that people remember them. You guys remember King's Field? Those games run like ass too. It's like, these are PS1 engines going on here. It's like, what the hell? It's like, From Software has historically always been known for making poor running games. When I think about it, all the From Software games that I've played up to this point, except for like Dark Souls 2, ran poorly. It was made for the emotion chip that Sony pulled off of PS3. Where's the information for that? I've never heard that bit before. Because I know definitely that Demon's Souls uses the Fire engine, which is just a Sony engine, but I didn't know it was made specifically with a chip set in mind. Yeah, the Crescent Axe isn't very common. You can buy a Crescent Axe if you feel like it, but you gotta go to 1-3 to get it. Generally, I never buy weapons. I usually just pick them up if I can. Okay. Getting staggered by fire in this game is usually a death sentence. If you get hit by a flaming weapon in this game, it's just, you get staggered, and then you get staggered by the fire, too. It's really frustrating sometimes, I guess is the best way to put it. Fire engine was the PS2 engine, and the PS1, PS2 uses Sony proprietary motion chipset. Okay. Yeah, I remember the emotion engine being the thing for PS2. I didn't realize the Fire engine was also a PS2 engine. I guess that makes sense with why some games are some PS2 games or Wii games are easily ported to the PS2 and stuff. I don't know. I remember that was why I know originally that's why when the PS3s came out, they had pretty much a PS2 built into them. They essentially just put two consoles together. It was, I think that was like that with the PS2, right? When the PS2 was being made, they put a PS1 essentially inside of it. They weren't exactly emulating the PS1. They were essentially just a PS1 running beside a PS2. Come on, man. I get really annoyed that I used to be able to just run past that guy without taking any damage. And now I take damage to it always. Pretty much? Okay. I thought that's what it was. No hyper armor during that R2. And that design carried over to the initial PS3. And then to cut down on development or construction cost, I assume they just cut PS2 eventually. I'm assuming that's pretty much... I'm assuming that is the #1 reason why the PS2 functionality got dropped. And then they just started doing software emulation. It's too expensive. Gotta cut costs. So what you're telling me, Kill Cannon, is that if I were to play this on an OG PS3, it would probably run better? Yeah, I remember that. It cost them way more than it was worth to sell. So they started cutting components. It would? Huh. That's a good thing to remember then. I doubt I'd ever actually buy an OG PS3 though. What a strange thought, though. It doesn't run well because there's a PS2. It's a PS2 proprietary engine also. I didn't realize Fire Engine went back to PS2. Makes sense, I guess. You got a Slim? Yeah, I got a Slim also. No Super Slim, just Slim. Hey, I got the Mirrodin hammer. Weird. I got it in not my last run that died, but the run before that. The one when I had the Shodel. I've already done a run with the Mirrodin hammer though. You're waiting for your Ninja Gaiden to show up? I was thinking about whether or not I wanted to buy Remastered for the Switch and like do a playthrough. But in all honesty, I didn't really care about the remaster. Shit. I thought I died because I fell forward a little bit too much. Fine. I'm fine. I know, right? I've done that before, actually. That on the elevator. This elevator especially is like really, really good at letting you know that you can't be walking forward when the elevator is dropping down like that. It creates momentum and your character will just fly right off. You died there the other day? Yeah, it's like I said, it's crazy. Okay, so this weapon, yeah. This weapon requires more materials than most weapons. So that's really, really good. I can upgrade it really, really quickly without having to do much. I'm very happy about that. So the spear is actually pretty quick to upgrade. Usually it's 3, 4, and 6, but it was 2, 3, and 5 for this one. So I had to pay 20 shards overall, which is really, 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 really cheap. Man, this is a really cheap weapon. I'm very surprised by that. Considering how big it is, I mean, look how big this weapon is. I wonder if it's just because it's a small little spear. Like the tip is very tiny. I'm not even gonna use it. I always get it, I never use it. It's like... Oh yeah, the stances, I was just playing with those a moment ago. The way the spear is in this game, whenever you block with it, your character shifts. Notice? Have you ever had an Amazon deliver on a Sunday? Yeah, I have actually. Oddly enough, the United States Postal Service actually does make deliveries on Sunday sometimes. I've had a delivery on a Sunday before. It's really weird. on, man. That should have killed him. What the hell? He doesn't take counter damage, I guess. That's really weird. He didn't take counter damage at that in the part of the animation I expected him to. He should have been taking counter damage during that whole animation, but he didn't. Maybe I'm mistaken that. Via a rival company, the one I work for. Oh. That's kind of... It's like, what? Why isn't my company delivering on Sundays? My brother works for UPS. I imagine he does Sunday stuff. I think? I'm not sure. I don't know as much about UPS as you would expect. He doesn't see me yet. He should see me now. That's good, Danny. Very good, Danny. I didn't have enough stamina to roll. Side roll. There we go. That's a pretty good weapon. You know, Amazon works there with a lot of freelancers. You know, like the Amazon in my area, the Amazon center in my area, I think was hiring recently. Plus, they were also increasing their, like... That's really annoying. Another thing that Demon's Souls does poorly is its lock-on functionality. I locked onto the enemy furthest away from me rather than the enemy that was in front of me. Yeah, the only reason I did that well is because I fought that guy too much. That's pretty much my entire guess about how I was able to fight him. That lizard is the biggest troll indeed. He's the worst lizard in the entire game, in my opinion. Because just where he runs, how he gets stuck sometimes, and then and all the enemies that try to chase after you. Ah. That's fine, actually, now that I think about it. I don't really need as many materials as I would otherwise. I only need 15 shards as opposed to the normal 18. So I've already got 6. So I only need to kill a few more lizards. Shoot. I didn't want both of them. Ah, don't worry. I have a way of dealing with this guy. It's my new strategy that I just started using. The one in the first one right after the penetrator. Oh yeah, him too. He's a pretty big troll. So anyway, I don't need his material, so I'm just gonna do this. Send him up. See ya. It's funnier this way. The only one I needed was this lady, because she's the only one who drops clear stone. He's gonna go kill himself somewhere somehow. He always does. I don't know how he does. Can I parry you? Yes. She didn't give me the R2. Go find his drops. He usually falls off a ledge somewhere. It's really weird. He should be killing himself in a bit. Like, usually in the time it takes me to kill her, he'll go off himself somewhere. I know when he offs himself because it'll be 900 something souls that I gain. Oh, there he is. I don't know how he did that. When is a club run? Probably never. But that guy threw himself off a ledge. I don't need to go this way. What I need to do... Bring the elevator back down. I do like the fact that he just sort of... Whee! It's like, how? I don't know how this guy... Oh yeah, there's another one. Yeah, the one down here, near in front of the flame lurker. He clips. He will almost always clip through the wall when he drops down. Just because of the way that his physics work. He's the only crystal lizard that I can think of that doesn't escape through the, you know, like through the world like the other ones do. He just straight up clips through a wall. Hey, Vegeta. How goes... Everybody in chat here is just talking about how cheesy and bad the lizards are in this game. Mostly the ones in 4, and 2, actually. And World 4. And World 1. And World 3. World 5. You know what? All of the lizards in this game are assholes. And what's worse is that they laugh at you as they're escaping. That's all they do. You see them throwing up dirt. They're not really throwing up dirt. They're laughing at you. Because we all know that they didn't even bother to program in dirt. There's no time for dirt. Just laughing. Hey, the follow-up actually hits closer, actually. That's good to know. Didn't even know that. Hey, I got an extra chunk. 5 more to go. I can do it now. I don't even have to. Okay. So I can go this way. I'll get a shard down here. And then there's one more crystal lizard that I can kill on the way down. And then I can leave. There's just like a free shard sitting right here for me to pick up. Can you give me a hit already? Come on. Alright. I always forget about this one. But yeah, this one was actually the one that I really needed. So it saves me farming. I guess, do we save patches or just let him stay here and look at his big bug? I usually just save them because it's funnier. I guess I'll just do it. It's only like a minute.
Well, who'd have thought it? Bear bugs! My apologies. Just not your. As promised, the treasure is all yours. If you survive, that is. Good luck to you.
This is a winged spear run? No, it's just the regular spear. It's the one that the soldier starts with. Pretty good weapon so far.
Yeah.
I have no complaints. Pretty nice weapon. I think I did do a winged spear run already. But it wasn't a no-death run. It was just like a... It became a casual run after the no-death failed. He moves every single time I'm trying to do the hit. He tried to get away. Yeah, I mean, it's a winged spear. Most of the spears seem to be pretty good. The only one I haven't really used with any experience is like the Estrel. I imagine it's pretty good too. Magic damage. Gives you a pretty good sizable poison resistance. Because, you know, lore implications. The lore implications. That's what you gotta ask yourself. That spear's trash? Okay. I'll take your word for it. I used the Hands of God once. I already know those weapons are trash. You can't buff them. They don't do the same kind of damage as any other of the weapons. It's really weird. They do like fist damage or something. Something meme. Some kind of meme damage that none of the other weapons really do. It's very sad, to say the least. And I can't be bothered to clear World 5 to get that weapon. Even though I'm pretty sure most of my runs are supposed to eventually do all the items. Why my nose itchy? Ah.
Yeah.
Itchy nose. Yeah, I know, right? The Estrella is like... It had a pretty good had a pretty interesting story associated to it, especially with the knight that used it. Rosiah. I just remembered too that the game actually, I think the game refers to them in two different names, the Zaya and Rosiah. You attempted an Iron Knuckle only run on the Flame Lurker. Took a half an hour, so you said nope. Jeez. No headbutt? No Ouroboros headbutt run? Alright, well at least now I can get light weapon. What do I want to do? I guess I'll go to World 4. World 4 is kind of easy to clear now. Yeah, I mean... Most weapons, if you can't buff them, the weapons are already trash. That's usually how this game runs. If you can't buff the weapon is usually deemed trash. It's the same with the clubs. Every single club in this game is trash. The only reason you can make them good is if you're playing a glass cannon build that uses a clever rat ring in the Morium blade. God dang it. Third time. It took me the third one to get him. Jeez. Make him heavy and dust him? Well, it could be like the Dragon Bone Smasher. That weapon's pretty good. And guess what? It's a unique weapon that can buff. It's one of the few. It's really weird how that works. It's one of the few unique weapons in the game that you can actually buff. Same with, it's like some of the boss weapons can be buffed, but some of them can't. Like, why did I heal? My character didn't even turn around, too. Cursed weapon, Dragon Bone Smasher? Yeah. I mean, there aren't that many completely useless weapons in this game. Like the Dragon Bone, or the weapon that, what is the weapon? The Hands of God aren't completely useless. It's just that they get outclassed very, very quickly by the time you get to the end of the game. I'm not really trying to kill this guy at the moment. I was trying to manipulate his AI and it didn't go well. How do you get through this game without duping? If you know where to go, generally I have a very set way that I go through the game. So that by the time I get through the game, I usually don't have to. I mean, I can dupe. I just don't really. Like, I usually always go through the exact same levels the same way every single time. Because it's, at that point in the game, it's the safest for me to do it that way. Like, right there, for example, I will always get these soul remains, because soul remains are really, really useful for the next area. Plus, there's an NPC here that sells them in unlimited amounts. Plus, there are multiple NPCs in the game that sell pretty good grass if you need it. Also, I thought I was using my shield. Plus, a 100% block shield is also really good. You suck, though? Yeah, I know. I gotta get good. Everybody sucks at this game. You just do a little bit better every time. You don't win. You just do a little better every time. It's kind of like... I got that from Cleveland from Family Guy. Man, does anybody ever win at this game? You don't win. You just get better. You just do a little better every time. Should you wait to do Shrine of Storms till later? Oh, at this point, I have a +4 weapon and a +4 shield. I can usually get through here really quickly. Plus, with a 100% block shield, these guys don't do any damage to you when you hold the shield up. So, like, watch. Just come here, fella. You can also parry them. I usually parry them because it's way safer. Plus, once you level up to a certain... Once you get to, like, a certain level, these guys usually aren't that much of a danger. Like, the higher your level goes, the more, like, natural resistance your character develops. But that doesn't mean don't get overwhelmed. You can still get overwhelmed pretty easily with these guys. So I usually know where everybody's standing. So I can usually take everybody out in a very safe way. It just comes to experience, really. Once you play the game as much as I have, you usually have a pretty good understanding of where to go and what to do. I'm not saying I'm an expert or anything. I'm just saying dying a bunch in the game really helps. You learn really quickly what not to do. Like this. You shouldn't be doing this. Nobody in their right mind should be coming to this hallway right here in this way. Because there are 2 skellymen facing you from this one particular direction. So you don't want to come this way. You want to go around. Oh, tips for Flame Lurker? Stay behind him. He's actually very hard. He has a hard time tracking you when you're behind him, but he also jumps around a lot. So make sure you're behind him, but you're also aware of the fact that he jumps around a lot. He does jump quite a bit. And use magic. If you're using like a physical weapon, use this stuff, sticky white stuff, because this stuff is like his bane. This stuff breaks him like pretty easily if you're just a physical boy. Yeah, you don't really need to lock onto him either in some instances. Most of the weapons in the game have a really, really good range. But yeah, make sure you're using sticky white stuff or some kind of magic buff that you apply to a weapon. Or a magic weapon. If you're using like Crescent Falchion, for example, you can't buff it, but it does good enough damage to him anyway because it's a magic weapon. Just, you want magic damage when you're fighting him is what I'm saying. Because he just does so much damage to him. He's so weak to damage. Or he's so weak to magic. Dang, man, this spear does pretty good damage to this guy now. He was doing garbage damage to him earlier. Oh, yeah, yeah. Adjudicator's shield is also really good. Because it has a self-heal. But you have to come here to get it. And I'm getting stomped on because this guy is garbage. I really don't like the fact that he can just stomp on you by walking. It's not a dedicated stomp. He's just walking. That's not fair. It's fucking broken, and it's one of those things that they never really did anything with. I mean, I'll admit, I think a lot of his movement is just really, really slow. But that stomp is just unfair. Alright, we got a soul. Oh yeah, there's just... that's the great thing about Demon Souls in general, is that there's so many things you can do that makes the game work. There's no one particularly good... I mean, there's so many good strats for dealing with enemies in this game, but they're all really, really good. I mean, You can't really go wrong the way that you play the game, I guess. Oh yeah, the flame resist ring is also one. I had... You can find those pretty easily, actually. You find one in 1-1, you can find one in 2-1. 2-2, my mistake. Just stuff. There's a lot of stuff. Oh, yeah, the best... Probably the best strategy about him. If you're still here, go into the fight wearing this ring, the Thief's Ring. If you have this ring on when you enter the boss room, he won't see you immediately. The bosses in this game react to that ring. Yeah, so make sure you're... If you want a good time, you want an easier time with him, wear the Thief's Ring. Bosses are affected by it like enemies are. Not like in Dark Souls, where the bosses are no longer affected by it. Leave it to Demon Souls to establish a mechanic and then remove it because they thought it was cheesing the game. That was when they... That's one thing I don't like about Dark Souls and all the other subsequent games, is that they made it so that you can't make very focused builds or use rings as they are intended to be used. Like, you can use a Thief's Ring in this game on bosses just as if you could enemies. But then in Dark Souls, they decided the ring was too good, so they removed that function. It's really weird. Because then that tells you the developers had a very, very specific thing that they wanted you to do when you were fighting bosses. Rather than just fighting the boss however the heck you wanted. Also, that guy's not supposed to react to me like that usually. He usually just does that, and then turns, and then attacks dead air. Technically everything, almost everything in this game is broken. If we're being honest here, Vegeta, almost everything in this game is broken. Playing the game normally is broken. Like that. Sometimes that guy jumps, sometimes he just stands there, does a pillow, he turns on a dime and stabs you in the back. Pretty specific ways of fighting bosses in this game. Well, in this game, you could just stand up there and shoot him in the head, or come down here and stab him in the face. You can either shoot him with an arrow, or stand up on the ledge and stab him in the face. Or shoot him in the face. It's... Some bosses you can't even use bows on. It's kind of weird. Like the Dirty Colossus, for example. It's kind of hard to shoot him with a bow. He has like armor on that seems to protect him against arrows. You never liked the katanas in any of the Souls games? Yeah, the katana in this game is especially powerful. It's really weird. Ah, I was hoping I could kill him when he was standing up. Meat Cleaver is on... Yeah, Meat Cleaver is really broken also. It's one of the few boss weapons in the game that can be buffed. And it scales really stupidly well, too. SSA? Or was it like an SAA or something like that? Really stupidly high scaling. But it doesn't upgrade the same way the other boss weapons do. Just has really, really high scaling. What was that? What? He backed up. I don't know what he was doing there. He was just like backing up. There we go. He had a super OP build. Meat Cleaver with Tower Shield. Yeah, I usually don't use the larger shields. They're very, wait, no, normally I'd go back and level up and then come through. The enemies in this area, the Deft Boys, hit you really, really hard with magic. So I usually give myself, excuse me, a lot of HP or something. Parrying makes everything easy, yeah. But you don't really see I don't see that many people parry in this game. It's really weird. Parrying is like the easiest thing to do in this game. But the parrying in this game is kind of broken in some aspects. Like in Dark Souls, you could hold your shield up and push R2 and you'd get the parry. This game you can't do that. They saw that, and the parrying in this game is really weird. I feel like I can parry easier in the other Souls, in Dark Souls, than in this game. And that's because a lot of the animations, or the in-between animations in this game, are really bad. The parrying in this game is really strange. Because like I just said, I'm holding the button down to block, and if I hit R2, you can't do anything. Or L2, my mistake. But in Dark Souls, you can. I mean, originally, when the game was unpatched, like original release Dark Souls, you couldn't do that. But they saw that there was a need for it, so they put it. Because it makes it even easier to, you know, guard and defend at the same, or to guard and counter at the same time. A lot of some of the enemies in this game don't even telegraph the fact that they can parry, too, which is even weirder. Like, Garl Vinland, for example, you can't really tell that he has the ability to parry, because he doesn't give you a tell. He'll just stand up and then parry you, and then kill you, because that's generally how he deals with me. So I'm usually having to be a little bit more cautious when I'm fighting him. But yeah, parrying is really strange in this game. Because sometimes it'll feel like you get the parry and then you'll get a partial or something. Like, the timing is so weird for this game because, like I said, most of the enemies share animations. So when you see one enemy do the same animation as another enemy, it's crazy. And then, of course, parrying in Dark Souls 2 is completely, like, a completely different mechanic. It's like two different mechanics, those parries. And then Dark Souls 3's parries are kind of more like Dark Souls 2 parries, sort of, but not really. Like, they added a wind-up to the parry. Like, your character will put the shield up like they're blocking, and then they'll parry. Rather than just let you put the shield up and then parry. Because, like, in Dark Souls 3, even if you put the shield up, they still do the entire animation like they didn't put their shield up initially. So it's like the parries in that game are so off too. And like open-handed parrying is like the fastest parry in that game. It's like Dark Souls, you know, regular parries. So it's like, I don't even know how to parry in that game either. Yeah, that's what it was. It's a mixture of Dark Souls 1 and 2, I thought. Really weird. Oh wait, it said 73 damage, huh? Alright. Is that what it was? I guess that makes more sense. Window is very similar to Dark Souls 2, but feels like Dark Souls 1 because of the animations. Yeah, I rarely parry in Dark Souls 3 because I feel like it's just a waste of time now. Like, they are very, very adamant about making certain weapon types more effective with riposting than they were in the other games. If that makes any sense. It feels like they're making it more blatant that a lot of the weapons won't do as high as critical damage as they would in like Dark Souls or Demon Souls. Like if you're using a dagger, you're going to be doing a lot of damage. Same with the large weapon. Stuff like that. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I couldn't get into the parries in Dark Souls 3. They're just not that fun. It was disappointing to say the least. Like, I love parrying in Dark Souls and Demon Souls. Because, at least in those games, the parries felt like they were balanced around one player. Fume Slab? Fume Slab. Yeah, I don't feel like doing Dark Souls science. like in Dark Souls 2, I think it was more like the way that I would read parries in that game. I would, what was I'm trying to think? I got distracted because I got stabbed. In Dark Souls 2, I would wait for the enemy to put their hand behind their head. Usually in this game, you just have to wait for the enemy's hand to touch you. And that was the way that I would parry it. But in Dark Souls 2, I had to remember, I had to wait for their hand to be behind their head. And then I would parry. Because I had to take into wind resistance and velocity and the angle at which they attack me and stuff like that. And the meme where the all the math symbols and the equations would float around my head would appear. And then maybe I would get the parry, but then I'm depressed because the parry results in them falling on their ass. It's like, okay. Why would I parry an enemy and knock them down? Oh no, I've been bested. Better fall on my butt. And then Dark Souls 3's parries. Dark Souls 3's parries are kind of like this big epic noise plays whenever you get the right parry. It's kind of funny. What was to this day is my confusion? The biggest slab of concrete sword that was from 2. Oh, the Fume Knight. Yeah, the Fume's greatsword. I know which one you're talking about. Or you would fail to the riposte because we're too anxious. Oh, yeah, I remember that. When you're trying to riposte the enemy immediately when they're falling and you get like this weird shield break animation instead. It was really weird. Now, do I want to do... I'll try his method again. There's like a method here. So if you stand like right here on this grass and then take the ring off... Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I'll just run up here instead and let him throw himself off. There we go. This part of the map is in Dark Souls? Is this the Darkroot Garden? Is that what this is? That's what it... Wait a minute. Hold up a sec. He didn't roll. He didn't die. What the hell? Hold on, let's try this again. There we go. That guy didn't roll off. That was weird. Partial parries in Dark Souls 3? That sounds about right. Only guy I could really parry consistently was that one Mad Spirit guy, whatever the hell his name was. The guy who would always cast that healing pyro that was really annoying. Did not like that guy at all. There we go. Throw a soul remains right there. He runs to it rather than attacking you. It's really, really useful. This guy should be blasting his laser off. Firing the laser! There we go. Killed death. Everybody's good. Firelink Shrine, the cliff. Not much of it, but part of it was reused. I'll have to go look at that a little harder then. I never even noticed. Huh. Today I learned. I might have a good idea where it is, though. This guy's weaker than the other one for some reason. This one here has more HP. This does for some reason. Could you lock onto the enemy in front of me, please? Thanks. Much appreciated. Lock on in this game is ass. So bad sometimes. Did that really hit me? Oh, I see. Gonna go right over his head. I can live with that, I guess. Sucker Stone, because I'm a sucker. Lock on in Souls games. Yeah, it progressively gets better, but it's still bad. That's generally how it is. It gets better, but it's still not great. It's like, how do you quantifiably say lock on in this game is still good? It's good. It's got its goods. It's got its good things and its bad things. Mostly bad things. Mostly bad things. I have almost nothing but bad to say about the lock on in this game. Damn it. I was hoping I could iframe that, but that's not a thing. Rocky Road or Chicken Burrito? Yeah, get both. Chicken Burrito sounds pretty good. I said I already ate, but I could probably go for some food. Hey, thanks! At least it did something nice for me. At least that orb killed somebody so I didn't get ganged up on when I got up. Damn, this weapon is really good at dealing with these guys. Like, I'm very surprised by how good it does. How good it does against enemies that are this low to the ground. Should have like 8 of these. I don't have them equipped. What? 7. That's good enough. I usually get 6. Because 6 is usually a pretty good number to get through the rest of the game with. Because in Storm King, I'm not going to be able to... That is one thing about this game, is that Storm King is that fight where you can only fight him ranged. There's no way you can fight him physically. But at least the game is built around, you know, that one gimmick. And not one where the game recycles the gimmick just because it wants to make a callback to the other game. Hey guys, remember Storm Ruler? We do. That's why it's in this game. It makes no sense, but it's in the game. Totally makes sense. Storm Ruler, Dark Souls 3. Demon Souls is now canon to Dark Souls 3. Your least favorite boss? Yeah, this boss is weird. Also, what was that? I think I was trying to rebuff. I think my character tried to buff or something again. Even though I'm not pushing the button. Butt stabs. I like the butt stab. Yeah, at least the weapon made sense in this game. You were using it to kill enemies. But in that game, it's just like, oh, some time long ago, these guys had a truce or something, and he gave them a weapon. It's like, thanks. The weapon had some physical bearing within the rest of the world. And now it's made into some kind of mythical, deific weapon. God-slaying weapon. Could have just not put it in the game and made your fight a little bit more interesting rather than tedious. That's what I could have said. They could have just made the fight less tedious and take the weapon out of the game. What? You want me to fight? What? You want to fight Yorm like hardcore? Why would you do that? We gave you this awesome weapon. Yeah, it makes the weapon even less unique. Because it's just a callback to the other game. It just shits all over Demon Souls with that. I didn't like that at all. It's like, yeah, thanks. You make a reference to Demon Souls. I thought Dark Souls wasn't about making references to the other games. It's like, oh, it's a blah blah blah, cyclical nature, blah blah blah. I don't know. I should just stop ranting. Do you guys want me to keep ranting, or should I just be quiet? They're all one huge reference to one another? Yeah, technically. Kill Cannon does have a point. They all are a reference. They're all a reference to King's Field. After all, this is a game related to King's Field, right? Or it was originally. It's gonna be a King's Field reference. But then Miyazaki took over and he's like, the game's not really related to King's Field. It's not really. Those things do more damage to him than the Stormroller? Wow, that's kind of surprising. Ooh, I got 3. I remember the interview. There was an interview he did at the very beginning when the game just initially came out. Miyazaki had said something along the lines of, yeah, the game was originally going to be kind of King's Field, but it wasn't necessarily King's Field. But we all knew it was going to be King's Field. Because the game was like one of those games that nobody was going to be paying any attention to. It's kind of hard to like even find information about any of From Software's games prior to the release of Demon's Souls, because it's like nobody gave a shit about From Software games enough to give them an interview. And I'm not saying that to be mean, I'm just saying that seems to be what happened, because I don't see any, like, I try to find interviews for these kinds of games all the time and I'm not finding anything. It's really bizarre to think that was Demon's Souls really that game that made people pay attention to From Software? It's like they had, they had games. It's not like they didn't have games. They had Armored Core and King's Field sold. High level of intelligence and buffs? Okay. I've never done a magic build in Dark Souls 3. Maybe that's what I should do. Don't forget Ninja Blade. I see what you did there. I forgot about Ninja Blade too, actually, until you mentioned it. All Ninja Blade is going to be remembered as is a God of War game. And not a very good one either. Xbox 360 sort of exclusive, and then it wasn't. It got ported to PC, and whoever ported it did a horrible job. I'm waiting for Goon to show up out of nowhere to tell me, why haven't you played Ninja Blade on stream yet? Where are you, Goon? I know you're here. You just saw that Yeah, that was like me too, actually. I saw Demon's Souls at GameStop, and I had like a $20 gift card, so I just bought it. And then I never really sat down and played it for like more than 10 minutes. And then somehow I was like, I need to look into this game. So I looked up Demon's Souls and I found EMB. And that was how I got into Demon's Souls. I think I played through Dark Souls before I even beat Demon's Souls. And then Demon's Souls, and then Dark Souls 2. Wish I never played Dark Souls 2, to be honest. Kind of. Dark Souls 2 is alright. I say that now, and then when I try to replay it, I'm gonna be really mad. What did they do to my Soulsborne? You know, stuff like that. I always say I'll give it a second chance. And I never finish. I'll play it for like 20 minutes and then I'll never play it again. I should run a poll, actually. I should run a poll. See what Soulsborne game people want me to play next. What Soulsborne game would you guys like to see me play next? I'll run like a straw poll or something. And I'll like post it on my Twitter or in my Discord. I also have a Discord if anybody was wondering. People will vote Dark Souls 2. Yeah, probably. Pinku will probably be like the #1 person to vote for it. What am I looking for again? Oh, right. I don't actually have the soul that I need. You'd vote for Bloodborne? Vegeta would vote for Dark Souls 2? You'll vote for Ninja Blade? I guess I can put Ninja Blade in there as a meme. I need to play some From Software game that I haven't finished yet. I'm thinking I might play like Echo Knight or like Echo Knight 2. You guys ever heard of Echo Knight? I'm kind of wondering if any of you have ever even seen me play Echo Knight. I played Echo Knight Beyond on stream once. Did I ever stream the original King's Field? Do you mean US King's Field or the original King's Field? Because I played the original. The one that was like never released in the US. I never actually... You've never heard of Echo Knight? Yeah, okay, so I guess I can try playing Echo Knight too. Echo Knight is essentially just a game made with the King's Field engine. That's different. It's not an action game at all. It's more like emphasis on exploration. It's like a spooky game. Yeah, I never played the first one. I do have it. I have like a physical copy of it. Never heard of Echo Knight or Echo Knight. You've heard of Echo the Dolphin. I've heard of it too. I've never played Echo. But I have Echo Knight. I have Echo Knight 2, which is a Japanese-only version, or a Japanese-only game that that got translated pretty recently. And then Echo Knight Beyond, which is set in space. It was made before Dead Knight, or Dead Space. Shadow Tower was ass. You have the PSN version, and you have a physical King's Field 2, and the PSN Shadow Tower. I have the PS1 Shadow Tower, actually. The only one I don't physically own is Shadow Tower Abyss. But yeah. You have to include Neo. Yeah, you're right, I do, actually. I'll include Neo. It'll be... So let's see. It'll be Neo, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 2, and then... Just to cut down on, you know, like all the modern games, it'll just be those 3 modern games. Bloodborne, Dark Souls 2, and Neo. And then, like, Echo Knight or King's Field. How's that? 5 games to choose from? Green screen bleeding through into reality here. Look at the green screen. It gets closer. Vanilla Scholar? Vanilla or Scholar? Which one do you guys want to see? Scholar or Vanilla? I'll just do an informal poll right here between the two. 1 or 2. Put 1 or 2. 1 for Vanilla or 2 for Scholar. Oh, that's fine. Never mind. Vanilla or Scholar. That'll be fine. Vanilla, Vanilla, Vanilla. Alright, Vanilla. I'll do Vanilla Dark Souls 2. I still need to play the DLC anyway, so. What do I upgrade? What do I do here? More strength, I guess? More strength. Intelligence, give myself pretty good amount of magic, I guess. Starting now. There we go. Art thou done? You still need to get past the 3rd boss. Dark Souls give us more money of the first sin? Well, I was thinking about, like I said earlier, I was thinking about getting Dark Souls for Switch, but I'm probably just going to hold off on it. It's like, I have a Switch. I could play Dark Souls whenever I want, though, on the PC. Which one is 3rd boss? I was wondering the same thing, actually. Which is 3rd boss? Hey, I got him! Don't worry. Don't worry. He's not getting away. He's going to stop at the very end of the platform and dig. He always does. He gives himself away too easily. Not that Dark Souls. We charge you full price for a remaster. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm probably not going to buy it until it goes on sale. Or like a discount or something. I already gave them full... what is it? I paid $20 for the remaster because I got the OG discount. But even I thought that was too much. That should have just been a free patch or something. They did very little to change that game. It was really weird. All you guys did was throw some arbitrary graphic overhaul onto the game. It was really just a disappointing upgrade. At least the game runs well, right? Who cares? The game should have ran well the first time you released it. I find it really strange. You're looking up Ninja Blade gameplay now? I have that on PC, actually. I never had the game on the Xbox 360. Skyrim Special Edition was free. Yep. Yeah, I got Skyrim Special Edition for free, because at least Bethesda saw that they shouldn't be selling that game to people who already owned it. I mean, I understood Bethesda needed to, you know, make money. And at least they did it in a way that felt, you know, proper in some situations. You have 6,000 hours. How does it run really... Yeah, it does run really well. But it's like... That's it. That was something that was patched out by a third person. Like, that was patched out by Durante in the original version of the game. It really annoyed me. It's like, you guys, you do realize that this game was patched the moment it was released on Steam by somebody not related to From Software at all. It's like, well, why didn't you guys just get on that? Why didn't you guys just fix the old version and not charge people for it? Like, nah, we're Bandai Namco. We need to milk this. Sounds like a Bandai Namco thing to do, really. Milk IPs. Anyway, here's Wonderwall. I haven't actually beat any of the DLCs in Dark Souls 2, actually, now that I think about it. I think the only Skyrim DLC I never beat was the last one, whatever it was called. I never knew the name of it. Oh, the backhand. What the? He knew I was getting behind him. He knows my strats. He was watching stream earlier and he heard my strats. Motherfucker. I hate his 180 jump. That jump. I hate that jump. He just does it a lot. He does it so much sometimes. He did it to me. He was spamming that stuff. There's the jump I know. Dang it. I was getting spam heavy. Alright, give me a second, Flamey. You never beat the one in which you have a family? I paid $20 for it? I actually paid $20 for the entire thing. I never actually bought the DLC by itself. I bought the game on PC with all the DLC at once. So I only bought Dark Souls 2 and stuff on sale. I never actually... The only time I bought it for full price was when the game came out on PS3. I was no way was I gonna buy the DLC separately. I just buy it all at once. After how disappointed I was in that game, I was never gonna buy the DLC separately. I got a pretty good deal though. Like I said, I paid $20 for the whole base game and the DLC at once. And I was gonna play the DLC originally, but the game was so disappointing that I couldn't bring myself to do it again. You mean my spear? Yeah, it's a pretty good weapon. I'll admit, I actually wasn't expecting it to be this good a weapon. don't even need this, but I'm getting it. Hey, pure stone. Now, if only he'd give me clear stone. I'd be very happy if I actually got some pure clear stone. Best fight in the game? Most puzzling fight in the game for me, really. This is such a strange fight. It's not even really a fight. Push 2 buttons and then cut his beard off. You're giving him a shave. It's not really a fight, is it? Pin his arms to his chest and then shave his beard. You think Brustrava wants to be a part of the cast today? Yeah, I might have to. Yeah, I might actually have to go save Brustrava. I feel it in my loins, really. I'm probably gonna have to go save him. I don't like to, but I have to, probably. You have to do be Snake to do this fight properly? Seems like it, yeah. Like I said, it's not really even a fight. It barely feels like a fight. Two chunks. Sit here and wait about it. You like Bed of Chaos? Daniel, please no. Fuck. Gotta hear that. The man-eaters are also in Dark Souls. I guess that is kind of true. Though I think the ones in Dark Souls are a little less overbearing, I guess? I don't know. What's the best way to describe them? Yeah, the gargoyles I thought were a little bit more... I thought they were just a better fight in Dark Souls than Demon Souls. But I also think the ones in Demon Souls are really good too. Because they're scarier. They don't go down as fast as the one in Dark Souls. Plus the way that they just sort of introduced the second one is even better, I think. Where, you know, like in Dark Souls, he just shows up and then his health bar, like you can physically see the second gargoyle spawn. But in Demon Souls, you just see his health bar appear, and I feel like that's scarier. Like, it definitely frightens me when the second guy's health bar shows up in Demon Souls. Mostly because I know the man-eaters have a lot of health. Okay, it looks like I'm probably gonna have to go save Ostrava. Yeah, better than Nito. Hey, this boss get hit when you stand close. Better add some skeletons to this fight. Yep, most things are in Dark Souls that were from Demon Souls. I'm trying to think of anything unique in Demon Souls. What is a unique thing that you find in Demon Souls? Sanctuary Garden's kind of unique. Quelag is pretty unique. I can't think of any boss fights in this game that fight more or less like Quelag. But then again, Quelag also acts like Nito. Now that I think about it, Quelag acts a lot like Nito. She has a lot of movesets very similar to his. Yeah, the Leechmonger is also a really unique boss. He throws his body at you. Quelac has a lot of moveset. She has a very similar moveset to Nito, but she doesn't move like Nito. She has an AoE, she has a stab, she has a lot of flourishing with her sword that has a tail, it has like a phantom edge to it just to let you see the blade a little bit easier. But Nito can't jump around like she can, nor can he spawn lava like her. Old Monk, yeah, he was unique until Dark Souls 3. And then Dark Souls 3 thought, hey, guys, remember Demon Souls? I remember Demon Souls. Well, anyway, this isn't anything like that one. It's more annoying. I mean, technically in Demon Souls, you're able to heal when you're in the middle of co-op. But in Dark Souls 3, you can heal also. But much faster, I feel. I feel like the healing in Dark Souls 3 was one of the biggest gripes I had about that game. Man, no Pierce Stone. Well, this is certainly ass. Dark Souls 3, Cycle City. Yep. Dark Souls 3 looks cool. It's got a good style about it. I didn't do that. I didn't push R2. I'm getting worried, guys. My controller might accidentally push a button that I'm not pushing and I get thrown off a cliff. Yeah, Brostrava or Broletaria now joins the party. Boom, 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 boom. I need to get that, like the little jingle from Dragon Quest. Just play it whenever I have to talk to Ostrava.
Soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Soul of the lost, withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted.
Strength. I like the way she says strength. Strength. You're playing Dragon Quest now? Yeah, I haven't played it since I got to the post game. Where did I get? I was in the middle. I was somewhere. I don't remember where specifically. I was just doing side quests. I was doing a lot of the side quests because a lot of the side quests in post game were just giving me like post game materials that I needed for upgrading gear and making stuff. Of course, there are also like post-game costumes that you can get for characters, and all you had to do is either collect the materials and the recipe to make the equipment, or you just find the equipment sitting in chests. So there's that. So I don't know if I need to. Do I really need to make equipment for my characters, or should I just wait until I find them equipment sitting in a chest somewhere? Because it feels like most, if not all, the characters have like a unique piece of equipment that I'm just going to find sitting in the chest. Because some of the unique armor that you get later in the game is all fine and dandy, but then you'll find a more powerful version of the exact same armor. Which makes me wonder why they didn't just, you know, let me upgrade the armor that I currently am wearing. I found that really weird. Like, I noticed, Jade, she gets like 2 sets of armor that look exactly the same. Except one set has better stats. They didn't really try very hard with some of those armor sets, I think. Overall, I think Dragon Quest XI is a really good game. But some of the things in that game are really weird. Just, like, strange. Like, they tried to make some concessions or something to the modern gamers. But then they left even weirder things in there, like, shitty mini music. Play that game for 90 hours and hear the exact same tune the entire time. Yeah, that's not annoying at all. And it's even more depressing is that the actual orchestrated music in that game is so fucking good. I don't know why they decided to use MIDI. Yeah, I know. It's a re-release of the of the Japanese version. They actually added stuff to the US version that they wouldn't get in the Japanese version, unfortunately. Like the Japanese version, no voice dialogue. Everybody talks with beeps. In the US version, you actually get almost everyone gets a voice. With exception to like a handful, like multiple NPCs. But all the main characters get voiced. All the main actors and stuff, all the big players. There's not even a run button in the Japanese version. Like in the English version, if you hold down the R2, your character runs. But in the Japanese one, they didn't have that. It's the same with the horses too. The horse wouldn't have had a run button without the R2. It's really, really weird. And then, like I said, Koichi Sugiyama, the composer, he's been pretty much the composer the entire time for that game series, decided to use MIDI in this game. It was the same with Dragon Quest XI too. The Japanese version of Dragon Quest XI used MIDI. Or Dragon Quest VIII is what I meant to say. Dragon Quest VIII, the Japanese version of it, had MIDI music. It didn't have orchestral music. The US version did. But in this version, everybody got the same thing. Did I show off the city below? No, not really. They wanted to keep MIDI for traditional. Koichi Sugiyama, if he had his way, it would always be MIDI. But it's like, you can go online and find orchestral versions of every track in the game. So it's like, there's a reason why he released them separately, I guess. It's really weird that he would separate the music like that, when they could have just given us the option to choose when we're playing the game. Like, I know on PC you can actually put the good music in, so you don't have to hear the MIDI, because the MIDI's on like a loop of 1 minute, maybe. I want to say it's at least 1 minute. It's not like 30 seconds. 30 seconds would be more jarring. It's just like, Dragon Quest XI is really good, but the music is boring and it feels really shallow. It's probably because I've only ever played Dragon Quest VIII that it's very jarring to hear a game that has music like that. Just me, I guess. Or for other reasons. No, Koichi Sugiyama is very particular. I definitely remembered reading about why the music is MIDI. He probably would have, if it was his way, the American release of Dragon Quest VIII would have had MIDI music also. But then again, that guy's a bit strange. He's a much older, he is very old at this point. He's like nearly 90. Like, this guy was denying Japanese war crimes in World War II. So I sometimes I have to separate his bad behavior from his otherwise really, really good work. Gets really sketchy after a while. I think somebody's calling me. Give me just a sec. I'll be right back. I'm gonna, I guess, put on the break screen. I put down my controller and she does a back step. I didn't even push the button. I'm getting worried. Sorry, I thought somebody was trying to get my attention. They didn't. I got myself a drink in the meantime. Ooh, suds. Should I stop ranting about Dragon Quest and go back to Demon Souls? I rant quite a bit. Hey, I can two-shot these guys. That's good. Spear, pretty good. Nobody dropped any grass. It's really weird. What the fuck? My drink is making a lot of noise. Well, my mom actually was in my came to my door earlier and said hi. Because they just got back from watching my nephew's baseball game. But then I thought I heard her say my name when she was downstairs. Like, she usually tries to get my attention. Sometime. Oh, free item. Better be grass. Yes. I'll take that. Alright, just run up to this platform. These two dudes usually walk out. Hey, one of them didn't walk out. He got ripped off. There he is. Eat it. Secret dagger. That guy rarely drops it. Nice. That means I've seen all their drops. They usually drop new moon, not new moon, but like full moon. They usually drop full moon grass, secret throwing knives, or secret dagger. And then sometimes they'll drop chunks of clear stone. They drop this, the secret dagger. $4.20. Sometimes they drop the secret dagger. It's kind of an uncommon drop for them. There's also a ninja that drops right here sometimes. He doesn't drop always, though. Sometimes he never shows up. It's kind of strange. I'm not going to save Bjorn. I don't really care to save him. He fucks my things up all the time. No thanks. Not saving Bjorn this playthrough. Sorry, Rip Bjorn. Rip Bjorn. Hey, come here, boy. Give me your claymore, please? I would very much like it. Even when I don't need it, he's not gonna drop it. I even asked nicely. Whoa, I didn't kill him. Oh, that's right, I'm not killing them. I need like one more level of strength to kill these guys with one hit. It's kind of like Dark Souls 2 in that regard. He's been there the whole time. Yeah, he drops like once every 5 runs. He's a very, very tired ninja. He generally doesn't show up. In my experience, he almost never shows up. Now, let's see here. I just showed up here, so I want to see if Ostrava shows up if I trigger this guy. So if I throw a knife at him, is he the trigger? He's not. Okay. That's good to know. Yeah, he can drop the claymore sometimes. He uses it. Why isn't he coming over here? Man, this is really annoying. I'm trying to fight him away from the door so I don't trigger Ostrava showing up. Because Ostrava will just show up and start screaming for help. Yeah, see? Just right when I'm about to pull the lever to open the door, he screams.
Thank you for ready.
You asshole! I'm trying to use an item! God damn it, Ostrava, I really hate you. Here. Play with this. It's really annoying. Trying to fight these guys at the same time. Ostrava's still standing up there in the corner. He's not gonna wait until these guys are dead. Or he waits until these guys are dead to come out. Because he's a coward. There we go.
This now.
Dip, 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 dip. Do you really want me to save Bjor? The problem with saving Bjor is that he makes dealing with the blue dragon more inconsistent. It's generally why I don't save him anymore. Or I don't want to save him anymore. Because every time I save him, he fucks everything up. It's not even hard to save him, that's the thing. It's just that he makes things more difficult for me in the long run. I could just let him rot in his cell. Damn, that actually worked. Don't save him then? Okay. Purple face. Looks like a Shrek. Is that Shrek? Looks like Shrek to me. That's why I think. Looks like an edited Shrek face for extra effect. Trigger this. Trigger this. There we go. Got all of them for once. You know what? Nah, let's not save him. I was thinking about it. It's like, wait, no. If I save him now, the blue dragon will be pissed off. Permanently pissed off. Alright. So let's buff. Go fight Penetrator. I use the fire buff because it staggers him. The fire buff doesn't really add that extra damage. It adds stagger to him, though. Except when he's not in hyper. That did not go well. Jeez, that did not go well at all. Yeah, there we go. See? Staggers him. Just adds extra stagger to him. He just... I don't know why. Damn it. You can just walk past that one. Oh, wow, he actually got me. Uh-oh. Did he throw me through the fog door? I thought he threw me through the fog door for a second there. Yeah, that's why I add the stagger, because I assume he's not going to be staggered so easily by his spear. Oh, I walked a little too far. Too short. Come here. Come on, man. God damn. This weapon does not stagger at all. Oh, it did. Now it decides to stagger. Oh, thanks, Milk. Did you just wake up, Milk? I think you were going to bed when I last saw you. It was like really, really early. What was that, like 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon or something? Well, at least your sleep schedule's sorta not broken yet. Oh, don't use the Silver Demon Soul. I have to remind myself not to use that one. Oh, hold up. Don't forget to upgrade the weapon, too. Good thinking. Hey, I got a second one. Nice. Time to dump everything in the box. I haven't done that in a while. You're gonna go to bed 2 hours ago, Daniel? Good thing I reminded myself, I need to upgrade my weapon. Yeah. I'm not gonna save Yuria either. Rip Yuria. What? Level up now? Hold on a second. I think the game is not... Yeah, that's what it was. The game wasn't reading... That's a problem with this game. Is that the game only reads one of your attack hands. So if you don't have the weapon equipped in the proper hand, you're not going to see the damage difference. It's really silly. So it's like I have to put it in the right hand now. The correct hand. So the world might be mended. Really weird. All right, World 2 is done. World 4 is done. Let's go to World 3. Gotta save Frake. And then we can get Silver Weapon and start shredding dudes. All you gotta get like is Silver Weapon or Cursed Weapon and you're shredding dudes. Because Cursed Weapon is like kind of like Power Within, except that you apply it as a weapon buff and not a personal buff. So you can do a lot of other things, I guess. Uh-oh. Can we get that backstab? Nope. I was thinking about it, and then I said, nah. Side stab is fine for me. Hey, the spear I actually staggered him for once. That's kind of weird. This guy usually never staggers for anything. At least I got it to hit anyway. My character was just like, nah, I'll hit him the third time. Roll for hit. I got, what is it, like a 1 on the first 2 hits and then a 20 on the last one. Dang it, I was trying to roll before the input. Every time he yells, like he's about to go to the bathroom, or he says, please help me, he does, it's like talking to an NPC. It's very invasive. You'll cut your inputs for 2 seconds, except for movement. I like the fact that my character treats this like a halberd when I'm running. It's pretty good. See you, dude. There's a mix-up with that guy usually. Sometimes he'll get me when I'm running past him, and then most of the time he doesn't. Oh yeah, I should have asked Milt. Hey Milt, what Souls game do you want to watch me play next? Dark Souls 2 or Dark Souls 2? Because I'm thinking none of the above. Pretty sure chat is gonna bully me into Dark Souls 2. I'm gonna get bullied ultra hard. I'm gonna have people that never come to my stream except for when I play Dark Souls 2 coming out of the woodwork. He's gonna play my favorite game of all time, Dark Souls 2. Greatest game ever made. And then I'll get obliterated because I'm trying to shoot a soul spear and it goes over an enemy's shoulder. Because that happens. But then I started watching this one guy. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He did like Dark Souls 2, all bosses no hit. And he almost got all the bosses. Except for the last Fume King, or whatever the Burnt Ivory King DLC. And he got killed on the last boss. And he never went back to it because it was like an 11-hour run. But it was a really interesting run to watch. He was using things I never would have expected anyone to use. Like, he was using binoculars. Not for Roz. Oatstarva, I think is how you pronounce it. Spanish, like European Spanish streamer. He hasn't been playing Dark Souls for a while now, I think. The last time I saw him play Souls was Dark Souls 2. But yeah, he did an all bosses run, like every single boss. He even did the Twin Cats in the Burnt Ivory King DLC. It was like very surprising that anybody would want to do that DLC. And he was able to get through it with it, except for that one last hit. It's like, he would have done it. He would have beaten the entire game without taking a hit. Or even any damage. Like, he wouldn't allow himself to take any damage. At least I think that's how it went. I could be mistaken. I'd have to rewatch it again. I don't think he was allowed to use Clever Rat Ring setup. Or, not Clever Rat Ring, RTSR. Because Clever Rat Ring at this point was actually really good. The RTSR in Dark Souls 2 is kind of like only good if you stack it. Somebody's probably going to show up and say, oh no, the RTSR in Dark Souls 2 is fair and balanced. You have no idea what you're talking about bashing on my favorite game. How dare you? I'm waiting for EMP, but I haven't seen EMP in like a month. I hope he's alright, now that I think about him. I haven't seen him in a while. EMP, where are you? We need you. We need more cute dog. I haven't seen him stream either. I wonder if his internet's alright or something. Or he gave up on Dark Souls 2 finally. Because he was doing like Dark Souls 2 any percent for like the longest time. That was like the only thing I saw him stream. He was pretty good at it too. I almost wanted to say he was a world record holder at some point. I'd have to look into it. I can probably do that in a bit. Oops, my finger slipped. I mean, no, guys, my controller, it messed up. Whoops. Don't worry, that guy will respawn. He was totally innocent. He didn't do anything. Make it completely useless? Genius. I know, right? Or make it so that you have to stack it with other things to make it effective again. What? This ring is too useful? Well, we better make it so that you gotta use this personal buff. Like, eat a bug at the same time. Stuff like that. I think this will get her. I was supposed to roll there, but for some reason I didn't. Ow! Hey, don't do that. Hey, don't do that. There we go. Shuffle, boys. I'm doing the kayak. I always love doing this. You can only do it with two-handed weapons that are like this. I think you can actually do it with like the Great Club too. It's really weird. It does it mostly with pole arms. Well, let's go save Frake and then kill the boss. And then I'll have to go take a bathroom break and fight man-eaters. That's my ritual, really. Every time I fight the man-eaters, I gotta go to the bathroom. You're saving Frake, but not Bjor. Well, yeah, because Bjor fucks everything up, but Frake is actually gonna give me a spell. I mean, Bjor's cool and all, but he fucks everything up. Fucks that AI up. So if I save Bjor, I have to make it so that I have to kill the blue dragon or something. Or do some weird behavior that I normally don't have to do. Or some behavior that's intrinsic to the blue drake when he's present. Because that blue drake acts independently of both of us. Like, it reacts to both of us as if we're the two different people. So it gets really hard to deal with. And I just don't want to deal with it. Plus, I need silver weapon, or light weapon. I want light weapon for the power and the fame. I'm going to be the most famousest Demon Souls man ever. Yeah. I need it, you know? And that's why Bjor has to die in a cell. I used to always save Bjor, though. If this were like a lore through, I would probably save him. Probably. Kappa. Feels low, man. You love the lore runs? I like pointing out the inconsistencies with this game's lore. Especially how some people just refer to characters with different names. Like, you know, Moonlight Vito and how the game refers to him as Vito. Some people refer to him as Vito and some people refer to him as Beto. It's really weird. They don't know their own people's names. What was your name again? Rito? Ree. Ree. Hey, that was a pretty good first phase. Please come back. Are you her? Nope. 222 damage is not bad. Oh! Let me go, let me go, let me go. You're not her either. There she is. There we go. Hey, don't hit me. Get out of here. Get out of the way. Hero of legend coming through. Get out of the way. You're not even in the way, but I'm gonna kill you anyway. There we go. Hard fight. Am I going to be backstepping? What do you guys think I'm going to be doing when I enter? Okay, I just walked forward. Never mind. Because the game saves the input it was detecting when you walk into the cutscene. So if you're like attacking, you attack when you exit. Really weird. In fact, let's go to the bathroom now so I don't have to go to the bathroom later. Okay, another bathroom break. I'll be right back. Give me like a couple of minutes? Couple minutes? I'll put some music on. So, be right back. I can definitely agree with what you were saying there, Vegeta. It is kind of weird that they use something like the gargoyles to bring you up. Also, why is the music title not right? Hold on a sec. For some reason, it wasn't correct. There it goes. All right. Because then I want to say that Dark Souls more or less uses the exact same scene from Demon Souls when you're going to Anor Londo. Not exactly, but it's very similar, almost like they just took the scene and then changed it a little in Dark Souls. Down to even how the camera was rigged so that it shows a certain behavior. Like, it shows everything in front of you and stuff like that. It's like, oh, look how majestic and cool Anor Londo looks. It's almost like I'm gone to Milan or something. Alright, go get light weapon. I want wanted to...
What
There
in
we
the
go.
devil is wrong with you? What can you gain by killing me?
I wasn't gonna kill you. Slow your roll.
You have...
I wanted to kill you, you would already have been dead. Yeah. I'm gonna go with that answer. It sounds cooler. His equipment. What the devil is wrong with you? Yeah, I know, right? He gets really mad when you jump on him like that. Excuse me.
Soul of the mind,
get one level up.
key to life's ether.
Guess I'll just pump up magic. Light weapon doesn't scale with physical with your strength and stuff like that, like it would if it were cursed weapon. It scales with magic. Yeah, his equipment is useless to me. It's male specific. I can't wear it. Just cause. Plus, it looks like shit anyway. I don't want to wear his garbage bags. I don't want to wear garbage bags as equipment. Maybe one time I'll actually do a Sage Freight cosplay run or something. The problem is that you can't really give your character facial hair from what I've understood. So it's like everybody's just gonna look straight-faced. Only outfit you'd want is a shaman set. It's a pretty cool looking set. And it's not even that hard to get to either. I was wearing the Saints robes, I think, my last completed run, I think I was wearing Saints robes. You can have facial hair, it just doesn't look good. Really? Shows what I know. I barely use male characters because there's always you have more of an advantage as a female character. You get the silver bracelets. More souls. Get out of here. Beat it. Give me your sword, please. Man. I don't even need it. I just want it. Very light? Oh, okay. Can characters have facial hair in Dark Souls? I know you can in Dark Souls 2. But I'm not sure about Dark Souls. I imagine it's going to be more or less the same face gen in Dark Souls as it was in Demon Souls, right? Because I know Demon Souls uses a third-party program to make characters, to generate their character models. They use face gen. It's the same stuff that they that Bethesda was using with Oblivion. There is a slider for facial hair. Okay. Well, you don't remember which. I'll just have to look into it the next time I play. I kind of just like playing as chicks anyway, so I'm not me when I play these games, so I get to just be ladies. Because ladies are cute. Men's are very gruff and ugly. I think that's my reasoning for playing as female characters. I guess so. Men don't look very good in these games usually. I mean, technically, you could say the same for women. But women, usually, you can make them look prettier. Men don't look so pretty in these games. Oh, I don't need to go that way. Get out of the way. Your reason for playing as women is you're a fucking pervert. I can get that. I get that. I get that a lot. Kappa face. Gray face, no space. Oh, I somehow hit him when I didn't even notice. Alright, the furthest I got in my last couple of runs was actually this second elevator. I think what it was is, I remember it exactly falling off an elevator, but I don't remember it was the first or the second one. And I was trying to back into a corner, but my character decided to do a sideways roll instead, and she fell right off the elevator. It's really weird. Because I think I adjusted my camera when I was doing it, and the sideways roll will only come up if you're adjusting your camera. It doesn't seem to come up in any other instance. She's not like the camera and the camera and the character are like separate entities essentially in this game. But your character will sometimes roll in relation to where the camera's facing. So sometimes you'll get a roll where she just rolls sideways in a way that, like, she acts like she's locked onto an enemy essentially, but she's not locked on to anything. It's really weird. Somebody else can probably explain it better than me, but sideways roll, man. It's garbage. It's cost me the earn. To earn. Yeah, the rolling in this game is really weird. Hey, at least it doesn't sound like Ocarina of Time roll, where Link has to hut every single time he rolls. At least there's that. Bloodborne's movement made a lot more sense. I guess so. I don't like the fact that there's not a button you can push to make your jumps not come out. I didn't like that about Bloodborne. If you're running really fast and then you accidentally push the jump button, or push it again, you roll, or jump. Hey, what the hell? That guy actually hit me. Again, it locks onto the enemy furthest away from me. At least in Dark Souls, you could just block and then run and not have to worry about accidentally jumping. In Bloodborne, I always jump by accident. I never jump on purpose. I never find a situation where I need to jump in that game. And it's almost like, well, if... There's probably at least several situations that you're required to jump. But they're usually not that important. Also, he's standing in the fire. That was really weird. He stood on the fire and the fire didn't burn him. L3? Oh, is that right? I didn't realize you could remap it. I'll have to look into that. If I can remap my jump, that would be great. Because I think, like, another good thing I thought about Dark Souls 2 was introducing remappable jump. Of course, I honestly don't know where else they could put the jump other than L3. Because technically, you know, the run button is already... It's really annoying that the only way to operate your camera and your run at the same time is to do like a claw. And there was never anything to remedy that. In which case, they should have just made it so that run wasn't his automatic movement. Run should have been his automatic default. And not require stamina. But then it gets another whole host of issues. It's really weird thinking about that kind of thing. Hey, Shazam. Also, the camera just moved itself there. There's so many things you got to think about when you try to make it so that running is the... Did I just die? I did. Hold on. I'm not going to let that... It's fine. I'm not letting myself die like that. I allow myself quit outs. Especially quit outs that's stupid. If I have enough time to quit out, I'll try. But if it's like one of those instantaneous deaths, then I'm fucked. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, gravity almost died from gravity. That can't be done. See, I was trying to come over here to get that item, and it didn't go very well. My run has been invalidated, fellows. Clearly. Actually, the run became invalidated the moment I got light weapon, really. So there's that. Like I said, just playing this game normally, you break it really easily. How did that hit me? What? How in the world did that hit me? I'm right behind... His attacks go through his own fucking body. What even is this game? And he farts laser beams. Did I mention he farts laser beams? The run has been invalidated because I am a cheater. I'm always a cheater. Playing this game, you immediately get cheated. The game cheats you. Get down here. Get down, please. I ask the very nice. The very nice. Please come down. I don't want to fight you and your brother at the same time. Please? I have candy. Ah, that got him. That got him. Okay, come on. What? We both missed. How did you miss? Yeah, there we go. Candy. He loves it when I say candy. There we go. Yo, you alright there, Gary? He's not sure. I think he's having a crisis. Even if I took the Thieves Ring off, he's still gonna be derping. This boss is derpy regardless of this ring. Because the ring does affect them. But they do this even if you're not wearing it. Hell, how do I deal with this? There we go. I helped him. I helped! You should be thankful. You've never seen that level of derp? Yeah, he will almost always come over here and then just walk off. He always does it. And then he'll fly away a little bit and then he'll come back. He'll fly over and then fly back. He's thinking about it. There he goes. You'll fly? Oh my fucking god, dude! And then he just walks right back. He prioritizes walking to that spot over hitting me. My character just side rolled while I was standing there too. Could you like land and not do that, please? I can't use candy on him. He doesn't like candy. He likes onions for some weird, creepy ass reason. There's nothing weird about liking onions apparently. It's like Wario, really. He likes weird shit. Wario and Waluigi. That's what we'll call him. Waluigi was the first one. Here's Wario. I missed. There, we got him. Got him. And this is the kind of fight I get sometimes. The ones where you're not sure what to do. Like that garbage. The part where you can't circle strafe that attack. He follows you to an unfair degree. It's like Dark Souls 2 level of tracking that attack. Damn it, I was trying to roll, but I pushed the button too late. Could you come down? Please. Damn it. He landed? No, he did not land. He still hasn't landed. Jesus. Sweet Jeebus. Almost accidentally killed myself this entire fight. Not because it was boring, mind you, but because my character decided to do a sideways roll. Yeah, that was a really derpy battle. And that's usually what my battles all become now, is a derp battle with that guy. It's really, really disappointing. Yeah, that's right. I wanted to walk into the wall just to keep you guys, making sure you guys are still awake. Mr. Streamer, you're walking into a wall, Mr. Streamer. It's a pretty good weapon, though. It does decent enough damage at the moment. It's really good at staggering these guys. It's very surprising. It's one of the few weapons that seem to stagger them. You're too sexy, you must be cheating at video games? Oh, alright. I thought I looked like a mountain man. Well, yeah, I mean, technically I did just cheat. Somebody would have said, call bullshit on my hijinks a moment ago. I bet more than half of you just tuned out because I quit reloaded. I reloaded my save file to prevent death. But I generally allow myself that now because this game has shitty movement. The movement in this game is kind of garbage. Whoa! That was a lot of damage for a lizard. Crazy. Too thin to be a mountain man. Everybody knows mountain men are giant. Well, I know a mountain man on YouTube that's not giant. But he lives in the mountains. Or out in the woods of Alberta. Or was it Ontario? I don't remember. He started like a nature channel on YouTube where he built his own cabin and stuff like that. Seemed kind of cool. I was watching a couple of the episodes. No electricity. Stuff like that. Live in the mountains. Uses YouTube. Yes. I don't know. I was wondering, is like, what is his... How does he upload his videos? Does he even have a computer? How do you live in a house with no electricity, but he still makes YouTube videos? I don't know, man. I don't know. Solar panels and satellite internet. Yeah, that could be it. He has no electricity in his house, but he has enough electricity from the solar panels to power his MacBook. That explains why he's able to drink all that hipster coffee every day. You know, for a guy who lives in the woods, he sure did seem like a hipster. I guess it's the new in thing to live in the woods. It's the new normal. Yeah, live in the woods and make your own food. Oh, Whoa, Lore Master, thanks for the host. How goes it? What were you streaming? What am I looking for anyway? Wow, I don't have any lotuses. That's kind of surprising. I was looking for lotuses, but I just realized I haven't gotten any from anybody yet. Weird. MacBook. He has to make things for himself, so he built his PC. Yeah, that's probably it. He probably built his own PC because he's just that kind of guy, and he was learning how to do it as he went. Because that's what he said when he was making his cabin. He's like, "Oh, I'm just learning how to do this as I go." This game is literally Dark Souls. Taste my Usojin. It's literally Dark Souls. I can't believe that this game ripped off Dark Souls and got away with it. Assholes. Look, it's Blight Town. Can you believe this? The travesty. Why hasn't anybody talked about this? I can't believe it. How dare they? Angry face emote. I need to rename my emote to Uso Angry. Like Lido's, with the E and the angry. Be great. Rage is no longer in. Angry is the new norm. Guys. At least let me get down here. What the hell? Jeez. At least let me land without fear of being pushed off the ledge. I was very worried that I was just going to fall off the ledge. I was very fortunate that there was like a little thing, like a little divider on the wall to prevent it. But still, I outspeared them. Oh yeah, there's a thing. I will always bring this up every time I come here. There was a mechanic about this level that most people didn't really understand until about a couple of months ago when somebody data mined it. So, there are items that appear in the boss room that only show up there if you throw one of these guys' dead bodies off of a ledge. So if you like, for example, just only these guys though. You can't do it with like the ticks. You can throw these guys off, you can throw the giant guys off. And if you throw them off, very specific sets of items will show up in the boss room. 10 items in total. It's not a really useful amount of items, but it's something. There's Demon Souls. It's like a mechanic nobody really explained very well until recently. Because I had asked a question on the Demon Souls subreddit, and a data miner responded. I was very fortunate that somebody actually knew what they were talking about. Because a lot of other people were just giving me like bullshit lore reasons. Like, that doesn't really explain that the mechanic is there. Or how the mechanic works. Because a lot of people up to that point just thought the mechanic was like... What is the word? They thought the mechanic was... It had to do with white world tendency or something. And it's like, well, I've been through here in pure white world tendency. And those items usually wouldn't show up. Yeah, he's still holding on for dear life. I was trying to get him to move. There we go. Off he goes. He's still there! Get off. And that's the thing. It's like, it just has to fall off a ledge. It doesn't even have to land in the valley down below. It just has to detect that the body fell off the ledge. And you need to do 10 of them. 10 unique enemies. It can't be the same enemy, like, you kill the same enemy over and over again. You have to do 10 unique. And it can't be ticks. It can only be the depraved or the giant depraved guys, the ones with the great clubs. And it's always the same items in the same order every single time. Like the most useful items that you get will be faint stone and a chunk of faint stone. Like a shard, you get shard and a chunk. And like a great club if you really need a great clubs. But you find a guaranteed great club in World 2, so it's not like you really need this great club. I'm gonna try to, I'm trying to throw this guy's body off the bridge, but that's not going very well. There we go. Get off, get off, get off. So that's 4. Get over here. You're next. No? Okay. Let me equip my less potent grass. Here's one. There's a full... You can throw the spear guys off too. I should have mentioned that. You can throw off all types of the depraved. You just gotta make sure that they fall off a ledge. Trying to. I'm trying to make it so that I don't accidentally throw myself off with him. Really trying to make sure I don't do that. There we go. Hey, he can come up. He can come over. Come on over, man. Party over here. Everybody's got to jump in. Yeah, yeah. I wanted to attack the guy behind me. Thanks. Come over to the party. Demon Souls lock-on in a nutshell. It works 100% of the time, 50% of the time. It's great. I love Demon Souls. It's the greatest Soulsborne series game ever. Yeah. You can tell that I have a deep-seated love for this game. Because I play too much. Ah, really? Got most of them. Ah, really? I can't get him. Ah, really? Come on. Get out of here. No, not like that. Get out of here. Get... No. No. No, not like that. Like this. I didn't two-hand. What the hell? I didn't one-hand my weapon. That's fine. Okay. Everybody in the pool. Alright. Stand outside. Bit of debris. They like throwing rocks at you in this place for some reason. You, over here. I lure him over here because it's safer. And then I get a side roll. See, that's why I lure him over here so I don't accidentally kill myself. I always don't like fighting this guy because he almost always hits me. No, off, please? This go a lot faster if you just throw yourself off. There we go. Ah, twofer, nice. Could you lock on to the guy in front of me? Thank you. What I like... yeah, I don't like the giant depraved guys either in the swamp. The island of death, the island of troll. I never go to that island. Because there's 4 of them, and all they're guarding is Stone of the Thermal Eyes. I like the fact that the physics in this game are so inconsistent. Because you notice he'll fall right through the hole because he's a corpse. But I'll stand right on top of the hole. Because I'm cool. He's not cool enough to defy the laws of gravity. Anyway, another one. Then we'll throw another one. Let's get down there, please. Go down the hole, please. There we go. Come here, fellas. Pals. Outclassed. Throw him off. Try to throw him off. There we go. Big guy's gonna have a little bit of issue. He's too big. Oh, wow. That actually counted as a counter hit. He usually gets stuck on this one. So let me see if I can just throw him off the side. No, don't fall down there. Come back. Come back up here. No, not down there. Hey, wait. I wonder if that counted. It'd be pretty useful. He fell out the boss door. Well, I think that is tin anyway, so let's just go with it like it is. Do I have any turpentine, or did I used it all? Alright. Let's, buff. Go kill the boss. He's probably one of the more unique bosses in the game, just because of his weird story. So this boss is supposed to be like a guy who... It's like a bed of leeches that fed on a guy's blood, and they took on his properties. Damn it, I knew that was gonna hit me. I tried to dodge it, and it still hit me. And then it hit me again. And then it hit me again! This game is really good. Now I'm gonna get hit by another ball. No? It didn't hit me again. Okay. Well, yeah, here are all the items. Because I threw all those corpses. He isn't fucking around. Yeah, he was just spamming leech balls at me. Most of them are going to be grass, but one is 2 shards of faint stone, one's a chunk, and then one of them is a great club. But like I said, the great club, you don't really need it, because you can just find one elsewhere. I think I only got 9 of them. Yeah, I didn't get the great club. Yeah, the faint stone is really useful, because this stuff's kind of harder to find. This item is always here. It's just shard of sucker stone, because fuck you. That's why. It's always here, because fuck you, sucker stone. You gotta be a sucker to pick that stuff up. So, how many resets? 1. I died near the end, the beginning of the game. After I had cleared 1-1, I fell off the little ledge that I use as a shortcut after talking the monumental. But after that, it was mostly smooth sailing. Mostly. And then, man-eaters were pretty much crapshoot. They were just coming up and down onto the platform. Sometimes they weren't even landing. They would just fly above the platform, fly away, come back, still fly away. They were doing that for like 5 minutes. That was like the longest man-eater fight that I can think of. You remind me of the actor who played Moriarty in the Sherlock movie. Which one? The newer ones or the older ones?
So the world might be made.
That old guy? The old balding guy? Oh, the old balding guy then. I'm not balding, am I? I don't got a bald spot, I think. It's just a comb over, guys. It's fine. What do I want? I don't even need anything really at this point. I guess I'll give myself more magic. He wasn't balding? Oh, I don't know. I was just... I just... For some reason, I remembered him as balding. Alright, so the only thing that I can think of as being hard in this part of the run is fighting Garl Vinland now, because he can parry and he has a very damaging riposte. Other than that, I don't think he's any bit dangerous now. Just parry the shit out of him and he dies. Or you can do the no-hit strategy, where you bait him into attacking, roll behind him, and do a backstab. No? Damn, how much stamina do you break out of my shield? Not much. Okay. Damn, I rarely did ever use that technique there. I'm just crazy, I guess. I'm putting more emphasis. I'm putting too much thought into things. That's me. I put too much thought into things. Like, I put too much thought into Ocarina of Time. You should have been there when I was playing Ocarina of Time. I was pissing salt. That was how angry I was at some of that stuff. I think the one that pissed me off the most was Volvagia. I really didn't like that fight for some reason. I think it was like he didn't give you enough time to smack him in the face. I think that's what it was. Like, the moment he shows up, he has like this... His mane hurts you when he shows up. Like, he has this flaming mane around him that causes damage. And then he stands there for like a second. And if you don't get on him, like, right then and there, he immediately attacks you. And then you have no chance to attack him again. Because then he'll go back down into the lava and then fly back up. You could theoretically shoot him with a bow, but the bow does nothing to him. It was really weird. Like, the bow would look like... It would look like you're physically hitting him, and it does no damage. Like, the game was very, very specific about what you could and could not do to him. I think there was also, like, this other, like, speedrunner strat that I'd never even really looked that hard into prior to that as well, that involved bombs. But I couldn't be bothered to look into it. And then after that, like, a guy who speedruns, like, Ocarina of Time showed up and showed me how to do a couple of the glitches. It's like, huh, that made the game a little bit more fun. Like, he showed me how to do ground jump, which allowed you to extend the height of your jump by doing the infinite sword glitch on a bomb, which apparently is a thing. The way that it works is it makes your character's sword glitch out, and the way that the camera work glitch out too. I'm not entirely sure what else it does besides that, but it was kind of cool. I'll have to, I guess, play around with that at some point. Probably the most frustrating dungeon in that game was still the water temple. I got lost in that place. Because some of the mechanics were... In hindsight, they're kind of, you know, they're supposed to be cryptic. You're not really supposed to know what you're doing when you're getting there the first time. So I can get behind that. The only reason I know I look like I know what I'm doing here is because I've been here a million times. I imagine if you've come through here, you're coming through here on a first playthrough, you're not going to know what you're doing. So, of course, I was looking at it like I thought I knew what I was doing. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Get out of here. I'll have to play Twilight Princess at some point, too. And Majora's Mask. All the Zeldas, really. I've only beaten Zelda 1 on stream. Like, the original Zelda. Because I was, like, thinking I would, like, take a Friday. Every Friday, I would try to play through Zelda. But then I got really, really triggered at Zelda 2. And then I never went back to it. Because Zelda 2, balls to the wall, non-stop hard. Like, those guys kick your ass, dude. Besides it being a side-scroller, the guy would... There's a guy that's always holding a shield up, ready to attack you. It was crazy. How... What? You what, mate? I got poisoned after I cured my poison, almost instantaneously. I didn't realize that that stuff lingered. Well, alright. Well, anyway, yeah, there's an enemy type in that game. I think they're called Dark Nuts. That they just kick your ass. They'll kick your ass really hard. And I just wasn't having any of it. Backhanded. Smacked me in the back of the head. Ah, I rolled early. Get out. Come on, man. He's so incredibly aggressive today. I still need to beat Shadow of the Colossus. Speaking of Colossus, I got to the... I did the remake. I was playing most of the remake, and then I just sort of stopped playing it. I don't know why. I'm never able to play that game for an extended period of time, and I just went back to Demon Souls, I guess. Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like that was more or less... The only boss I really take seriously here is Garl. Because Garl is... He hits really hard if you miss. And I miss a lot. I'm not going to say anybody else is going to have the same trouble with this fight as I do. I'm just saying I have trouble with him almost always. Because I almost always mistime a parry. And he hits really hard and he knocks you really far back. Also, I need to sit here and let her finish her talk. Because I like hearing her talk.
There is nothing
Main Estrella
here
is
for you
waifu.
to pillage or plunder. Please, leave quietly.
And Garl is her husband, dude. You will not turn back, will you?
You will not turn back, will you? I shall let no harm come to dearest Estrella. May you rot in the deepest depths of this swamp.
Whoa, dude. Who said I was going to attack anybody? The fact that you say I need to rot in the swamp makes me want to kill him instead. And then, also the hitbox on his weapon is really weird. That looked like it shouldn't have even hit me. Just sit down. Thanks.
You abandoned us.
You abandoned us long ago. What right do you have?
I don't even know you, dude. I just met you. Okay. Technically, I met you like 20 days ago, but... Takes one look at you and blocks you on social media. Except her virginity. No, I'm pretty sure Garl's her husband, dude. They've already probably did it in the swamp. In the plague-infested swamp. They probably already did it in the swamp. And by the babbling brook. And by the trees. They've probably done it everywhere in this valley, really. He's probably already blocked me on Twitter. He was gonna heal! He was gonna heal right there. He never does that. When he takes his weapon off, he's gonna put a talisman in the other hand and he's gonna try to heal himself. But he usually always backs up into the swamp to do that. Because he knows you can't really do anything to him there. Because he gains like a lot of hyper armor. He just like gains hyper armor when he tries to heal. It's really, really retarded. Also, I got a shield now, so I'm gonna use it. Also, I was able to roll twice. That was pretty good.
You killed him, didn't you? Very well. I can no longer resist you. Do as you like.
Why isn't he turning back to Estrella? Yeah, he will always... You have to keep on him the moment he gets to like half health. Otherwise, he will run away. If you're like too far away from him, he will run to the swamp. But if you're like right in his face, he'll stay right there usually. At least from my experience, he does. He still will. He has on occasion run back to the swamp though. But I usually get him to stay right there. I'm very proud of myself for that. You almost always have to face him when he runs. I try to get behind him so he can't run. Weird. Do you wear the thieves ring when you do that? I wonder if that may be something to do with it. I don't know.
Soul of the mind.
Alright, so I need just endurance, I guess, and like some health. I like having a lot of health. I like health. You like health? I like health. Alright. I think that's everything. Time to go get killed by the blue run past the blue dragon single-handedly without any issue whatsoever. Yeah. That's what I mean. There's like another thing about this boss, the blue dragon's route, that I don't understand really well as a backup. Yeah, that's actually another way of dealing with her too. You can just shoot her from a distance. Hell, if you really feel like it, you can kill Garl and then kill her too. You don't really need to, but it's there. You don't gain anything. You don't gain anything extra from killing her. She gives you everything when she dies. Yeah, she also heals, and she does God's Wrath if I remember correctly. Which is really weird considering you get God's Wrath for killing Dragon God. Also, I was surprised that actually worked. So this spear should be doing pretty good damage to this crystal lizard. Holy smokes! Look at that Danny. You use melee her, if you melee her, she blows up. Yeah, that's usually how it goes. Don't hit waifu! That's usually why I kill Garl. Because Garl is easier. She has, like, no stagger. I didn't get my full riposte. This game sucks. Get out of here. Hey, free grindstone. Okay, this game's not so bad. Flamberge. Okay, this game's not so bad. I didn't even know those guys dropped that. They don't use it, so why would they drop it? They dropped a Flamberge. I tried to roll. Tried to roll, guys. It didn't work. I'm pushing the buttons and nothing is coming out. Also, can these guys heal? No. It looks like only the ones with the shields heal. It's really weird. Alright, I know you can stand right here and take no damage. But I think the fire more or less stops right where he's attacking that guy. Alright, we got our panic heals equipped for such a situation as this. This dragon does a lot of damage. No matter what I do, it's like he always does a lot of damage. So I need to bait him into attacking over there again. What the fuck? He changed directions! Oh my god, that's so cheap. I was trying to trick him into bathing the bridge on the other side, but he followed me. Ah. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I didn't die. Oh. I'm waiting until it goes from right to left again. Okay. Okay. Gotta be very steady when you're doing that. Don't really need to talk to Ostrava. He just offs himself. And then he's alive again. It's fine. He didn't die. He's right there. Hey, don't do that. Only I can do that. Okay, bye. Here. Good luck with your thing. I don't know what he's doing. He's just sort of like, okay, I give up. I still need to get validated for UV's private server again. Can he get inside the elevator? Yeah, he actually can. You don't want him to follow you into the elevator. That's generally why you would see a speedrunner trying to divert him just long enough so that they can get into the elevator, because he can follow you. Yeah, he's very dangerous. He's only ever dangerous as a Red Phantom. He sucks as an NPC. But as a Red Phantom, he's pretty beefy. It's something I've noticed. When he is on your team, he has more HP. Or when he's friendly towards you, he has more HP. But the moment he becomes aggro, his HP pool changes. And the amount of, he actually starts doing more damage, too. It's really weird to notice. I didn't notice it until, like, when I was doing, like, an in-depth playthrough, and I was trying to purposely kill him to get his key. Like, at that point where you find him on the steps, you can kill him in one hit. But for some reason, up to that point, he just won't die. He has, like, a shit ton of health. Like, they gave him a lot of health when he's friendly towards you for some reason. Oh, yeah, he also is not aggro to you until you walk forward. It's really weird. And then there goes the elevator. Hey, guys, could you come back? Whatever. It's fine. Oh! What are you doing? Damn, man, this spear is good. Except for that. I like his wings. They're like made of fog. He keeps giving me the good abilities. If he does that, I get a free 3-hit combo. If he detects you're too close to him, he does that. He does like gap closers. You alright there? Normally you're supposed to hit me head on. That's kind of weird. Just interrupt it and it'll be fine. Because every time you hit him during that animation, he takes counter hit. I love the fact that the developers actually thought about that. He should be punished for doing a charge. It's not really. It's really annoying that in Dark Souls 2, for example, when an enemy tries to charge up, they take less damage. Because for some reason they're allowed to take less damage, but not you. Anyway, that was him. How did I defeat him? I just killed him. How did you defeat him? Oh, I beat him in a game of a children's card game. Now the last boss. Hardest boss in the game. Bar none. Yeah, he was pretty garbage. He wasn't giving me his A game. Usually he's a little bit more derpy than that. Yeah, he's usually really aggressive. But if you're far enough away from him, you don't get his really aggressive attacks. Like the ones that I said, his gap closers, where he'll just be standing there and he won't give you any indication that he's going to move. And he's just right on you attacking. You glitched him into the floor with a meat cleaver? That sounds kind of cool. You have like a clip of it or anything? I'd like to see that. Or do you not stream it? in which case it's fine. Smash. I've never actually seen him. I have a clip, I think, of he soul sucked me and I killed him at the same time. So the animation played out of him killing me, but he fell over dead. It was great.
Surely you
It was before you even knew what Twitch was. Okay.
suffering that fills this world. Poison.
Fight poison. Depressio, is that you? Yep.
One who feed on our souls and put an end to their existence.
So I have to admit, overall, this is a really good weapon. It's a very good weapon. I was very surprised by how fast and how much damage it puts out. Moveset's really repetitive though. Oh, yeah, I don't... Does Vegeta still stream? I was wondering about that. Does Vegeta still stream? I haven't even seen him in, like, years. Do it again on New Game Plus? Well, this character is not really made for New Game Plus. I have to, like, do a specific setup for that. You haven't seen him in a while? Yeah, that's what I thought, too. I have a couple of characters that are set up for New Game Plus, but not this one. This is just, like, casual New Game. Because, like, with this game, enemies start getting way more health. So much health that you need to be using, like, Clever Rat Ring and Morium Blade setups just to deal with bosses. And it's really fucking annoying that a lot of the bosses are like this in this game. How to get through a fight without that much risk is what I mean. Like, because bosses hit you so much harder in New Game Plus. Who can I say? Flame Licker, for example, will two-shot you almost always in that game. Dragon God can pretty much one-shot you when you have like 30 vit, which is insane. It's insane that a boss would do that kind of damage in New Game Plus, let alone. Do I kill her or let her live? You guys want me to kill her or let her live? I think I already let her live once. Murder, live. Any other answers? Waifu for Laifu or murder waifu? Death, murder, live. Oh, we got 2 lives and one. We got 2 lives and 1 murder. Kill this time. I'll give it another 10 seconds. Get your votes in. Just say live or die, or live or death, something like that. Because I've got 2 lives and 1 death. And 1 murder, and 1 die. But they're all from the one person. Die, death, murder, carnage, chaos. Kill. Kill, maim. Alright, she lives. We got 2 to 1.
My thanks. At last. At last.
Vegeta, you can't change your answer. You already said live. It's too late. It's too late. This is what you get. This is what you get. Live. I don't have to walk forward. I can just sit here and the game will play itself. I love this part. I love this. Is like the only part in the game where I can just sit here and it plays itself. And then I push the button. And that was Demon Souls. No death. I can't verify it yet because I haven't, you know, like I said, I haven't set myself back up on UV's server. I'm too lazy. I don't feel like answering a questionnaire. Technically, my run should be invalidated because I did the quit out reload. But this game's movement is shitty, so much so that I'm gonna count it. I'll count it as a no death. The movement in this game can be really, really